I'm gonna roll out some of this one hit can't miss plus the anything but 10 again. Uh, one of the things I'm doing is I want to show just how effective this really is a couple times because it's just overly effective. In all my trial runs so far, I've only ever had one losing session, and I didn't lose all the money, but I couldn't. It took the time I was playing took too long, and I had to quit, and I was down $1,200. Right, but you start with $4,000. Obviously, if you had more, that'd be better. But you can do it with $4,000 pretty consistently. And guys, I don't have my computer set up, so if you're chatting with me, again, it's going to be, I'm just going to catch bits and pieces. All right, so I got the profit rec here because I'll need it. And then we're going to play it. All right, so we'll start with $1,000, lay 10. And then from here we go 90 on the 6 and 8. Hello, George. 90 on the 6 and 8. And then we put 100 on the 4, 5, and 9. And you really want to put $15 on the pass line at least. At least. Because what that does is on the 7 you win $10. On a come out 7 you'll win $10 instead of lose 5. And so it's worth the little 15 bucks. But all we're looking for is one hit up there. All right, so let's explain what happens, okay? If you roll a 7, you're going to win 400, and it's 500, but minus 25 for a VIG. All right, so it's 475. This is 480 up here. So that's a $5 deficit. So this on that same 7 will win 15. And so that's the idea behind the pass line bet with it. Right? Yeah. Obviously, if you were not shooting the dice, you could just hop the 7s and you're going to get a better deal. All right. So that's a pretty good shot. That's a pretty good play. All right. So here we go. We're going to shoot the 2, 3, 3, 2 because this is what I have the most effectiveness. All right. Awesome, man. Thanks, Joe. It's most effective for me personally to miss the 10. All right, so here we go, coming out. And there's a 5, okay? So 415, we're gonna make $140. This is why this is so effective, this right here. Because you only have to do this for one run, one single roll, the majority of the time. Now, every now and then you're going to roll a horn number or a 7, you're going to have to roll again, which every roll you roll is one step closer to rolling a bad roll. So you don't want a lot of rolls. All right, so we have $140 to work with. All right, remember there's 15 here, so put this 15 back so that you have $125 of completely free money that you just won on that roll that you can play anywhere you want, any fashion you want. All right. And you can repeat this process over and over. All right, so I always make sure I play less than what I want. That way, no matter what, if I roll a 7 right here, I still won for this shooter. For this specific shooter, I'll still have 1. All right, I'm not going to shoot the dice. After that first roll, I'm just going to chunk them down there because it really doesn't matter. I don't think I can defeat the 7 very well. So at this point, it doesn't really matter. Sorry, I got one too many chips there, guys. That's my bad. You know, it's really, and there's a 628 in the chip rack. I'm not going to count that because I don't like it when it lands in there. And there's the 9. It's a $35 winner. All right, so now on that 140 plus, you know, we had $100 out there, so we only were $40 ahead. But now we're $75 ahead. Now, if you press this, you're not $75 ahead. So what I've noticed I like to do is I like to collect 3 times before I start pressing. It seems to be more profitable, faster. And there's the 8. $35. And there's the 9. Another $35. Okay, so now, after every hit, I'm going to start pressing. And I'm going to be more aggressive with it because I've just won another $100. All right, there's a 325 for 15. All right, I'm going to be off on this come out, guys. And actually, I'm going to use this 15 to hop the 7s. I'm going to be totally off on this come out. Besides the pass line and those hops. And there's the 9. That's fine. I don't mind losing this back right here because it was that pass line bet. I'm going to move this right over here. All right, so we're able to go for the long roll here for free. So that's such a huge advantage. I mean, that advantage alone is worth playing something like this. The idea that you can be in there for the long roll for free because you made all your money on the very first hit. And that's guys, I can't explain exactly how big of an advantage that is. And there's our 7. Because that's allowing you to play every shooter. Did I miss it? My bad. It's allowing you to play every shooter as aggressively as you want. All right, so now the next shooter is just going to be a random shooter up there. And we're going to play the exact same thing. Well, 16.5% of the time there's a come out 7. Hey, what's up, DG? All right, so again, you're only looking for one roll, one good roll. All right, when you lay this up there, that means any one of these is going to put you on a free roll. All right, so this is going to be completely random. I'm just going to throw them down there against the wall. Everything's working. And there's the 5. All right, so we only have an 8% chance to roll this. So it makes it really difficult to roll it a lot of the time. It's going to win 140. You can take it all down. And I'm going to play $140 or whatever I want to play there, you know. So I have $100 out there on the table. I won 140. So no matter what happens here, I've won at least $40. No matter what happens. And there's a 10. Whoa. Out of the table. Up and out. All right, here we go. And we have a long rollout 5. 325. That's going to be a $15 winner right there. I'm going to hop the 7s on this come out with that 15. Maybe we'll get a 7 to land. And we got an 11. That's fine too. So on this, it's just going to pay like this. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. And we got a 10. That's fine too. I mean, this was a free play. So whatever you did with that money, it was free money. And there's the hard 6, right? $35. So again, remember, you're not invested in the game at all because you won that initial 140. So whatever happens after that is just whatever you want to do. I mean, you can press, collect all the time, whatever. As long as you stay within that $140 everything is free, and there's a 7. All right, so that's out. That shooter's out. I'm not exactly sure what the exact dollar amount we won on that shooter was, but it was a little over 40 bucks. Breakfast crabs. All right. Next random shooter. And so this can be progressive too. If you are just really, really overly aggressive, you know, every time you get up a couple $100, you could bump it up a little bit. Here we go. All right. Random, I'm just going to throw them. And we're trying to dodge the 10. Here we go. Everything's working. And there's the 8. Okay, so the 6 and the 8 are the least effective, obviously, because you only win 105. So what I usually like to do when I roll the 6 or 8, so I'm going to pay myself the 105 here in a second. What I like to do when I roll the 6 or the 8, because you're kind of getting the 5, 6, or the 8 there as a discount, I like to go to the Iron Cross. And I know people don't like this, but if you're playing the Iron Cross for free, it's an okay play. You know, you're not risking anything. All right, so right here, you essentially have 50, 55, 70, and 25. So that's 95 at risk. You won 105. So you're okay. You just, you know, you need a few hits. It'd be good. There's the 8, okay. It's going to pay there. You're going to win 12 back there. And again, guys, that's just for the 5, 6, or the 8. But when you have the 6 or the 8 as the point, it works the best. When you have the 5, you're getting 140 on that win, so it's a little better win. And these are just things I've figured out. I'm going to be off on the come out. And these are just little things I figured out. All right, same situation here. It just works better. Here we go. You're going to be more profitable overall. And there's an 11. And what I like to do is when I do have this out here, every time I roll a field number, I like to pick up the other numbers I don't have. And now on the other ones, I like to collect. So on the 5, 6, or 8, I like to collect. When I hit a field number, I like to spread out. There's our 7. We didn't win a lot of money there, but that's fine because we didn't lose any. We did win. All right, so I'm going to act like it's back to my shot. And obviously, guys, I feel more comfortable on my shot. When I'm just randomly throwing them down there, I feel less comfortable. Is that a little bit of gambler's fallacy? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I'm actually just like doing much to missing the 10, being that it's only an 8% chance to roll it anyway. But, you know, when I track my results, it does look like I do something. But, again, you could have the opinion that I don't, and that's fine. Here we go. Everything's working. And there's a 5, 4, 1, 5. So this one, instead of being 5, is 140. So it does make it a little better. And it allows you to be more aggressive across the boxes as opposed to being a little more conservative and playing within 105. All right. So again, it's preference. That's a preference thing. I'm going to go like this time. I need some red chips. Now I need some white chips. So it's a preference thing. Whatever you like to do, you could just collect that money and be good with one roll, won 140 bucks. Go to the next shooter. You could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You'll probably be really profitable. $27 winner on that easy 10. Remember, all you want to do is keep your bets within that initial win. If you're doing that, you're going to be profitable. There's a $35 winner. Oh, come here. That's it. That's all you got to do. If you keep them within that, you're going to be profitable, because after that, you're already winning for that shooter. And there's a 7. So it doesn't matter how much you press or whatever after that, you're already in the profit. You've already won for that specific shooter. Oops, that's not. All right, so what do we got? It looks like we've lost money, but we haven't. All right, so we have 500, 1,000. So we're up 200 and something dollars. All right, next shot, next shooter. And we haven't had a long roll yet. They do come. They are real. This guy traded a black chip in for 100 in red. And again, I can't stress this enough in this one. The best aspect of this is that you're playing for free for a long roll. So when those long rolls do come, there's no risk involved in it for you, because you won all your money you needed to win on that first roll or that first hit. At that point, you can press as hard as you want. So when that roll does go 20 or 30 rolls, you have no risk, so you can just be as aggressive as you want. And that is a huge, huge benefit. Here we go, coming out, everything's working. And there's a 9, okay. $140 9. And I mean, I can't I can't stress that enough, how overly important and convenient that is, to where you don't have to worry about what happens on the next roll. You don't have to, there's no concern, because you've already won your money. And that is a really good way to play craps, if you're never concerned about what happens. It's going to make you good, it's going to make you aggressive. And there's a 6, 4, 10. So guys, it's not like we're not rolling 10s. We're just not rolling them when they're losers, which is convenient as well. But if it does lose, you can come back with it. As long, that's where the bankroll comes in. And there's a 6, 4, 2, 6. All right, that's a $28 6. And that's where the bankroll comes in. But you're going to win so much more of the time than you lose, that most of the time you're going to be playing from ahead. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have a couple instances, I'm sure. It's a $27 winner. There's going to be a few instances where, for whatever reason, it rolled bad. You know, some variance in there. But the huge, massively majority of the time, it's not gonna. And there's an 11. And so the handful of times you lose, there will be thousands of times you win. And I'm not exaggerating that. It's the nature of the probability of this one. So that's a 3 and a 12. Because you literally only have an 8% chance to lose on the come out roll. That's it. You have 8% chance to lose on the come out roll. After that, you no longer have a chance to lose. So as long as you're not rolling 10s or 4s, if you wanted to use the 4, you're fine. You're never going to have a loser. And so I'm just repeating this process. And guys, it's the pressing and stuff, that's all preference. So some guys are going to do it one way, some guys are going to do it another way. It's really however you want to do it. That really doesn't matter all that much. All right, here we go. I'm actually hoping it rolls a 10, guys, because that way you can see it bring itself back. So I'm actually kind of hoping that. There's an 11. All right, we're gonna hop the 6-4 with this one. $15 hop on the 6-4. It was a free bet. That seemed like a good spot to put it. There's a 6-2-8. All right, that's gonna win 105. We're gonna rack it up. Now, with this strategy, work the dealers. Oh yeah, it's gonna. But, you know, just take care of them. They'll be fine with it. All right, here we go. And there's the 5, 3, 2. It's gonna be a $20 winner. So that's 35, but I lose 15. And that's the point. Hard 8. It's gonna win there. It's gonna win $12 there. Off on the come out. And there's a hard 4, okay. Here we go. Still the same thing. It's still within the 105 initial. I just wanted all the numbers across like that because we were on the 4. $27. Bump that up. Rack some chips. And there's the 6. That's going to be a $28 winner. Repeat the process over and over and over, and you're going to be a winner over and over and over. 639, that is going to be, it's $20, so it's a $28 winner. 28. Simple process. One thing that would help with the dealers, guys, is if you had your second bet ready in your rack. So like if you were going to go 96 across on your second bet, if you had that ready so they could just pull your chips down and then you could give them 96 across, you would help them out a lot. All right, so this is going to be $42 winner. Oh, there's a 7. We were really starting to build something. But again, remember, it was all free, so it's not detrimental to you at all. And again, guys, if you don't want to press, that's fine too. You can just always collect, and it's going to be super profitable. All right, I'm going to see where we're at. I'm going to get us a count. That's 20 in white. We're going to get 20 chips. All right. That's 3,000. That's 3,500. So that's our bankroll that we started with. We're up 200, 300. Looks like we're up 400 maybe. Okay, so we're up $405. I mean, that's pretty good. We played for free basically the whole time we were there. We literally only had 7 rolls or however many shooters we've went through that there was anything at risk. The rest of the time there was never anything at risk. So I don't know how else to explain just how effective this can be just based upon the sheer numbers of it, that you're only having an 8% chance to lose on the rolls that you even have a chance to lose on. And that's just the greatness of this. Now, there is a few things that can kind of derail it a little bit, and that's if you have a lot of 0.7s. So if you're putting a lot of your free roll money out there and you just keeps rolling 0.7, it's almost like rolling horn come out numbers where you're just kind of getting closer to that 10 all the time. So there is a few spots that it can get a little tricky. Just in some of the game action itself can go a certain way or another and affect it a little bit. But the massive majority of the time, guys, this is going to be winning. It's just how the math works on it. I mean, you're rolling one hit and then you're playing for free. So after you're playing for free, you can't lose. And that just, whoever sent me a super chat, I'm sorry I missed it. Let me pull it up. That's hilarious, DG. All right, here we go. Everything's working. See if we can roll a 10. No, we can't. Being only 8% chance, guys, it's hard. It's hard to... I know everyone says they see a lot of them and everything. You probably do over the course of a session. But just for one roll and you're looking for that number specifically, you're only going to see it 8% of the time. It's going to be hard to catch. I mean, it's going to be a lot more unlikely than people want to say. It's going to be a lot more unlikely. All right, so this time I'm going to go... Oh, no, I'm not. I got 140 to work with. All right, so this 85, 100, but that leaves me, $40 winner. So I like this. I like this a lot. Get some hits in there. Oh, 0.7. This is exactly what I was talking about. So we just went through the risk of a come out roll. We rolled one good roll and then a bad roll, and now we're having to go through the risk of that come out roll again. And this can be tricky. This can be one of the spots where it's discouraging. You still have the same percent chance of losing over here. So hopefully that doesn't happen, just overly happen a lot. But if it does, if you start seeing that trend, wait a shot or two before you put your money out. Just after your first hit, take your money down, wait a shot or two, and then put your money out, your free roll. And that way you're winning $100 a pop. And there's a 3. Okay, so we're actually going to lose here. That's the most we've lost all day. That's the most we've lost all day, was $15. Oh, on the table. Hard 6. Okay, so you could count that $15 in this if you wanted. That's all up to you. I wouldn't. You're going to win enough come outs that's all going to be offset. So I'm going to go 60 there, 25 there. I'm just going to play the 6 and 8 here. Just play them a little bigger. We want 105. And there's a 9. We're going to roll a bunch of other numbers, watch. There's a 9. We're just going to go on this long roll that'll have no 6 and 8s. And I'm just showing just different combinations you're going to be able to pull off. This is actually going exactly how I didn't want it to. And a 12. And an 8. All right, we rolled one. $70. I mean, we didn't, if we would have been playing the other way, we would also won $70 on those 2 9s and that 10. So we would have been playing across. So we didn't gain anything really there as far as effectiveness. And there's the 7. All right, go right back to it. And guys, if you started winning, you know, you could go up on this. You could, let's say we go to 1,500. Now, I don't know the exact math on this, but we do our $15 come bet. But now you're going to have $750 to work with, essentially. So you could go all across with $100 bets. Or, you know, you could probably take these up to 150. Because that's 500, 600. I mean, your 7 is a lot more valuable then. All right, so let's try it like this. All right, here we go, coming out. Aces. What a deal. So if we roll a 7, I'm going to have to do it all because I don't know the exact math on that. And there's a 6. All right. 5-1. So it's going to give us 175, which is a pretty nice free roll. So obviously, if you could play bigger, the bigger you can play this, the more effective it's going to be. Cool. You know, obviously, if you can play it at $1,000 per bet, it's going to be much more effective than at $100 per bet, you know. And there's an 11. And a 3. And a 5. Okay, 35. And a 4. All right, we're gonna have to drop $1, get 4 back, and then get 60. Let's put that back there. Here we go. Whoa. Aces. So again, guys, it just the method in this strategy, the way it works, you only have one risky roll, and after that, you're playing for free all the time, and it's just so effective. That was not a 7, that was a 5. $42. And guys, I mean, it's not going to quit being effective just because you're shooting or whatever. Is there going to be bad rolls? Are you going to have a 10 come out on the come out sometimes? Sure, you absolutely are. Every now and then it's going to happen. There's an 8. It's a $70 8. But the huge, overwhelmingly majority of the time, guys, it's just not going to happen. And there's the 6, that's the point. It's going to win 15 and 60. Rack it up. And remember, this is all free money. So we're off on this come out. And there's a 10, it's our new point. I'm going to put 20 in odds, I'm going to put 30 on that 6. I know I added $10 in there, but we've made plenty of profit, so. Yes, please show a few mock 10s. I'm going to have more videos of this. I want to do a bunch of videos of this. That way we get a good, that's 40, so I'm going to drop 2, and it's going to pay 80. That way we get a good grasp on the negative side of it, you know, because there is a negative side. of every strategy. But there will be plenty of times that we roll a 10, I hope. And there's the 9. Okay. I got to do this one. I don't know it exactly. All right, so that's 28 and 35. So that's 58, 63. There's a big press. We're only collecting $3 there. But that was $60. If we roll an 8 here or 6, it's a great idea. And there's the hard 4, 45. All right, so we're going to drop $2 and we're going to get 90. That's a pretty good trade. Hello, everybody. All right, here we go. Let's see where this long roll gets us. Hopefully it goes a little longer. All right, so we're going to be at $105 winner. 105. I'm going to take my 6 up to 150. I'm going to rack the rest. And there's that 6. It's 175. Okay. One long roll. This is what it looks like. You're there playing for free, playing for free, playing for free, and then you get the one good one. And guys, I usually don't like to play that way because I don't think that's a productive way to play. But with this strategy, it is, because you're only fighting for one roll. After that, you're just waiting. You're just playing and collecting chips. So, all right, 75 is going to pay 150. This is going to be a $3 vig. Okay, so I have 50 there and 15. So I actually got to add a quarter under that. And I don't know if you guys know, but you can add to your pass line bet so you can add to your odds most places. Not everywhere, but most places. So if you like the number, you can add to it. And there's a 3. Now on your don't pass, you can't. Because then you would have the huge advantage. You'd have a huge advantage if it was on the don't pass, where you could play a minimum don't pass bet, get the 4 or the 10, and then put a bunch of money on it at 1-to-1. On the pass line, you're not the favorite, so they don't care. Now, I'm not saying it works everywhere, because I'm dropped $5 for 200. Some places obviously have different rules. I've ran into that a lot, where some places you play do-we-don't, some places you can't. Some places, you know, whatever the case is, just different little rules. And that's fine. You know, every casino has their own, whatever they like to do. And there's the 3. God, I roll a lot of 3s. You can pull the don't pass off at any time as long as you're not the shooter. If you're the shooter, most places will let you play a pass line in place of it. Not everywhere, I found, but most places. So that's $100. There, we're going to win 140. Not everywhere. They'll let you pull it if you're not the shooter at any time. Because when you're pulling that, you're no longer the favorite, and they are okay with that. You know, anytime you're taking being the favorite away, they're going to be okay with it. Yeah, some places will let you look. Most places will let you take your note down to the table minimum. They don't have a problem with that. Most places. There's a 538. It's 180. That's going to pay 210. This is the kind of stuff that can happen with this, guys. And this isn't out of the realm. This is not weird, right? I'm not like getting, you know, we've had a bunch of non-long rolls. This is just the one that decided it's going to go long. And we're just racking chips. And there's our 7 finally. So again, if you would have wanted to pull down or regress anytime, guys, that's all preference. That's all on you. But just, this is what we had built out there off our first initial hit. This is one of the things I want to show. All right, our first initial hit, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was an 8 maybe. We had 150 on it or whatever. It was an 8. And this is what we built up off of playing those across bets, like 135 across. 600, 700, 800, 875, 885. 885 we had built up off that. And we also profited. So as well as building up all that money on a free roll, we also profited. So, you know, when it finally came, there you go. You know, we had already made a ton of money and had a ton of money left out there, which is a good sign. If you're pressing up and your 7 is hitting you for $500 after you pressed up, that means that you should have already won a ton of money at that point, which is good. That's, you know, you're there to win money. Okay, so this right here is 4,000. That's $1,000 in the rack, 3,000 right there. That's what we bought in for. All right, so we have 500, 900, 1,000, 1,150, 1,200, and $12. $1,212. I mean, basically off one good roll. But we never lost, guys. There was never a time right there in that whole amount of shooters. I don't know if that was like 10 or 12 shooters. Never lost. We never lost ever. We never had a negative time in our bankroll. We were never down, like not one time ever. And so it's just a really easy way to play craps when you're always ahead. It's just such a better feeling to play from ahead. And I know you guys know this that have played a lot of craps. When you're playing from ahead, you play much more aggressively. You're much more loose. And it's better to play from ahead. I mean, it just is. And this kind of strategy like this, and this isn't the only strategy like this, guys. There's other strategies like this. But this gives you that opportunity after your first hit, and then you're significantly playing from ahead, as opposed to winning, you know, $30 and you can play the 5 and 9 for 15. You know, this way, in this one, you get all the numbers. You're going to get all the numbers and be able to just hopefully get a 12 roller or a 15 roller. I mean, at that point, you're just hoping the shooter rolls some numbers. I mean, because anything he rolls is just more profit at that point. You're not trying to meet any exposure. You're not trying to, you know, get anything back. And that's the huge benefit of this, is that you're playing for free so many of the rolls. It's such a huge percentage of the rolls that you see you're playing without risk. I mean, I don't know how else to say that, how effective that can be. It's just the way you want to be playing. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This is about 45 minutes long. I wasn't rolling 10s, is why I'm stopped. I was actually hoping to roll some 10s. on some of those come outs. And we actually did roll 10s on come outs. We just never had any money at risk. So again, that's kind of part of it. 8% of your come out rolls will be 10s. Well, the thing is if out of those 8%, the 8% that you actually roll the 10s were after you've already won and hit another point, you're missing it. You're still rolling come out 10s, but it was no longer affecting you. So that's just another huge benefit to the strategy. It's not that we didn't roll them. They were there. It's just we weren't at risk. And so being that you're only at risk for one roll usually, it just really cuts down on how the casino can beat you. And again, guys, thank you for watching. You have a great day. And I'm going to have some other videos coming out. They're going to be recorded videos. And I'm going to do some beginner strategy. Advanced, I'll have one of them coming out each. And again, guys, you have a great day. This is Jacob from Wager With Us.